That is crazy. Now, Coi Leray, do you think she got hotter than Trippie Redd ever was with that song?
Hell no.
No? Yeah,
maybe on the mainstream level, her face, like her brand, perhaps, but nah, not even close.
Right. Yeah, I think Trippie, he was way bigger. He still is.
Although I think Trippie isn't like I think Trippie's in a great position for his own career. Also, I think him going on tour as supporting act for Machine Gun Kelly is great for him.
Right.
I don't know if you talked about it yet. Like him, Ian Dior, and I think some other rapper are going on tour with Machine Gun Kelly. And is it Avril Lavigne?
I don't know.
Let me look it up.
But that would make sense with like that alternative rock genre.
Yeah, and Ian Dior doesn't got to worry about the tour bus getting shot up this time.
Right. So why do you think Trippie's in a good position in his career?
Musically, he just has fans. Like, people consistently listen to his music. He can't fall off from that front. However, I think he was kind of in purgatory where you kind of need a hit to take off to the next level. But I've always said I think Trippie has potential to have more of a crossover towards like EDM side, or even potentially rock, pop, punk, whatever the hell MGK is doing, which is why I think
alternative pop.
Yeah, because now Ian Dior, I think that's great for him too, because now it opens them up to this massive audience that's global on this huge tour that should like their music. But I don't think Trippie Redd's cosign holds weight. Like, I don't think
you're talking about his label
blowing up anybody. I mean, his label, or just anybody that he shouts out or something.
Trippie's in this position now where he's like the top of the underground, like at least in my, like the underground of my niche. Like, he got a cosign, or no, he gave a cosign to like Cochise, Sofago. I don't think those really moved their numbers though. I think it was just like a confirmation. So maybe you're right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he might have caught them and they were like, okay, then they blew up anyway. But did they blow up because of Trippie Redd?
Yeah,
like,
it's not like Cardi. Right.
All of those dudes under him, they blew up because of him. Hell, even Lil Durk, those dudes under him, they blew up because of Lil Durk.
Right. I'd agree with that. But,
so you kind of got to think, like, how strong is Trippie Redd if he can't put anybody on, especially if they're signed to him?
But I think there's different like types of on. Like, okay, so I'd agree with you. Trippie Redd, he's not as hot as he used to be, pause, but he's more like solidified, and he's set himself for longevity, where you're right, like people will kind of listen to whatever because he's tried different things. Like, he dropped a rock album. And
I didn't say Trippie Redd fell off at all. I think he's as hot as he used to be. I just think he's in that same realm still. I didn't say he fell off either, but I said that he's not as hot as he used to be. I said that. No, I think he's just as hot.
No, because A Love Letter to You 4 sold 100K, and now Trip at Night, which arguably had one of the biggest songs of the year, Miss the Rage, or at least hype-wise, it had that and a Drake feature, and it still only sold like 60-something K.
Yeah, but were there merch bundles on A Love Letter to You?
I don't think very many. Let me check right now.
And for A Love Letter to You, that's also like a
name brand thing. Yeah.
So like if Drake drops like a Take Care 2, although version 2 is different than like version 4, I think that adds a lot to it.
You're right. Maybe he is as hot. I don't know. Also, I was talking to someone about it today, literally like right before this stream. I don't necessarily think it's because Trippie can't put anyone on. I just don't think he has picked the right one yet. Like, he hasn't co-signed someone who has the potential to surpass him.
Well, who's signed somebody that's surpassed them in the past 5 years? 5, 6, 7 years.
Lil Wayne with Drake.
Yeah, that's like 10
years ago. Yeah,
that's like 12 years ago.
I don't know. Who are the big artists right now?
it just doesn't happen. Like Bibby quit rapping basically before he signed anybody.
Right.
Cardi, they're not even close. Who are some? Yo Gotti, but Yo Gotti hasn't been hot in 5+ years.
Okay, well, not saying that Travis Scott isn't bigger than Sheck West, but Sheck West Mo Bamba, the song itself was so big. I don't know if I don't think it was bigger than Sicko Mode though, but it was like in the same category.
Yeah, I think Sheck West is going to be performing Mo Bamba for like 40 years.
Yeah.
But Sheck West as an artist, like it's not even, Sheck West isn't even on Sofago's hotness level right now.
Right. I'd agree with that. Don Toliver, I don't think he's Travis Scott's level, but I feel like we got to let this era develop. Like,
yeah, but I'm just saying artists, they don't surpass the artist that they signed to. Unless that artist steps away from music. You could say Gunna and Young Thug, which is potentially, or Lil Baby and Young Thug.
No, Gunna is bigger than
Baby
Thug.
A co-sign.
That's a fact.
But Young Thug kind of, it feels like he stepped away from music.
I'd agree.
Sure, he dropped an album, but he's not, it's not Young Thug in 2016, 17, 18, 19. Like he's just cooling right now.
Right. And I think that's dope. I definitely think that Young Thug's co-sign, but the thing is, again, I think it's because maybe I don't think it's the power of his co-sign. I think he just, not that he got lucky, but he picked someone who could surpass him. Whereas there's a ton of irrelevant artists that Young Thug has co-signed within YSL that we just don't talk about because of relevance bias.
I think it's picking the right person and guiding them, like a mixture of both.
Right. So I don't think it's necessarily that Trippie can't put anyone on. I just think that he hasn't gotten the right one yet.
Yeah.
Because he picks a very niche genre.
Yeah.
Like, do you know who signed to him? There's K Suave, who actually I like a lot and as a friend, but regardless, he's fire, but he's not like as versatile as Trippie. So I don't know if he can get bigger than Trippie. I hope he does, but whatever. Then he has Zelly Ocho, who's like super dark, like raspy voice, which is cool, but again, Trippie's like can do pop, he can do EDM, like you said, he can do rock. It's just gonna be hard to beat Trippie anyway.
Like that K Suave dude, I've heard about him a couple of times, mainly through you. He does, I don't feel like does he have a buzz outside of Trippie Redd at all?
I don't know.
And I mean, his music's and that's so why I think
though,
potentially signing to an artist can hamper you, because those two dudes, they're signed to Trippie, but damn, I don't even know much about them, but I feel like they might be better off if they was on their own.
Yeah. And I think that one of the reasons that they do sign is because, so now that I've talked to a lot of artists within the last year or two, the way that it's like politics. There's a hierarchy where these artists will like try and get underneath an artist within like the clan or clique that like follows them around and like records with them and like learns from them, essentially almost like a mentorship, but there's like 10 underground artists that roll with the bigger artists, and so they'll move around like different cliques and whatnot. The reason they do this is because that's like the way that music industry works currently, because like it's all the politics of getting cosigns. And so then when they really fit into a clique, then they feel obligated to sign, or they want to sign, because it goes back to what we were talking about before. Like they feel like they need that cosign to be taken seriously.
Yeah, but I feel like there's other artists, for example, Baby Santana is, I didn't know this when I had first heard about him, but he's either managed, signed something with Lil Tecca, something to do with Lil Tecca. But when I see him, or even if I listen to his music, I don't really think of Lil Tecca, and I don't know if they've released music together.
They have Prada.
Yeah, he's kind of his own entity. Like he's not like Lil Tecca's attachment. Same thing. I didn't even know. Actually, no, I did know that Lil Tecca had produced that song for Sofego, but I don't think people really attach Sofego to Lil Tecca at all. In terms of like, oh, I think they see Sofego as perhaps his own entity to a degree, and then the second degree is probably, oh, he's Cactus Jack. And then maybe for like the more tapped in viewers or listeners, like your audience, they're probably like, oh yeah, you know, he came up with Lil Tecca or something like that, or like Lil Tecca helped him come along. Whereas certain artists, for example, hell, even Ken Carson, the only thing people think of is, oh, Playboi Carti. Like, sure, they may miss with his music, but what percentage?
Yeah,
I think there's a high percentage of Baby Santana fans that may not necessarily listen to Lil Tecca very much. And the same thing with Sofego to Lil Tecca. Whereas I think K Suave, I'd be surprised if less than 99% of his listeners did not listen to Trippie Redd frequently. Same thing for Ken Carson.
So the best way to, I guess, grow would be like the Ski Mask thing. That, you know how X and Ski Mask were fighting because Ski Mask moved to New York and then like stopped messing with, not like hating X, but like wanted to do his own thing.
Yeah,
he did it for that exact reason, so that he wasn't just like X's best friend, like known as that. Whereas K Suave is known, like when you're seeing too much with the artist that you're signed to, it fucks your career up.
Yeah,
because you're associated too much with them, whereas you should be building your own brand. But that's why I think Sofego actually, conversely, is doing a good job, because it's not like him and Travis are like seen together all the time, maybe at the Paris fashion show, but Sofego still got his own thing. I wouldn't even be surprised if like there was a smaller proportion of fans that listen to both Travis and Sofego. Probably high, just because Travis Scott is so big. Like he's basically the size of hip hop at this point.
Facts. Yeah, I don't think at this point in time, I don't think the majority of Sofego fans come from Travis Scott. Not at this point in time. But if he like takes a quantum leap due to something that rolls out with Travis, then I would say then it would shift. But right now I think most of those fans are his. Like
if he got a feature on his next album and then that song blew up to like a Sicko Mode level,
or just like a big level. Sicko Mode level is like some other next level.
I just mean like the song got bigger than him.
Yeah, but I think he's set up in a position where they're ready to capitalize on if a song does that well.
Right.
And the thing is with Trippie and let's say someone that's signed to him, and the difference between that and X and Ski is X and Ski came up together blowing up. It's just that X kind of outshined him just due to not only just talent wise, although I think they're talented in different ways, so it's kind of difficult to compare them, but in a
one appeals more to the mainstream and charisma. Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
X. Whereas Trippie Redd, more of the comparison would be Lil Wop, who he came up with, and that dude, yeah,
he's gay now.
Nowhere, man. I don't even know what the hell that is.
Okay, so along with the what you were discussing with the Sofego Travis Scott collab, like if it blows up to massive proportions, do you think that's the reason why Playboi Carti has not given Ken Carson or Destroy Lonely, his two artists, a feature yet? Do you think that he knows that if he gives them a feature too quickly in their career, that they're not going to be able to, I don't know, fly away from Mama's nest?
Somewhat. I do think, I don't know if Carti thinks like this, but